Eyes for Allah, nothing but Allah. Ba is the beginning of Bismillah. Ta is for taqwa, bewaring of Allah. And Tha is for thawab, a reward. Ja is for Jannah, the garden of paradise. Ha is for Hajj, the blessed pilgrimage. Kha is for Khatem, the seal of the prophethood given to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Da is for Deen, al-Islam, religion with Allah since time began. That is for dhikr, remembering Allah, and rise for the month of Ramadan.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. We are glad to welcome you to another rewarding episode of the most informative and responsive TV program on Zakat related matters, Paths to Paradise.
We are happy and grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making us witness this new month, and on behalf of the entire management of Zakat and Sadaqat Foundation, we say Jazakumullah khairan to all of you out there.
Please stay tuned as we take you on this path to paradise. As usual, my name is Maruf Ahmad.
I'm Ms. Baudin Ismail.
We'll be right back with the lecture segment after this time out.
Stay tuned.
Began, that is for dhikr, remembering Allah.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على خير خلق الله محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وتابعين وتابعيهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. We give thanks to Allah once again in continuation of our talk on Zakat. Today we are looking at effect of Zakat on our society. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made Zakat compulsory, and He has given us Sadaqah so that we can take care of our society. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a religion called Islam. But Islam is not only a religion, but it's also a way of life. A way of life in that Allah, our God, is concerned about how we live on the surface of the earth, how we live, how we enjoy ourselves. He wants us to live bisalam. He wants us to live in peace among ourselves. It is an obvious fact that when one has and the other person does not have, there cannot be peace in any society. So one major importance of Zakat is that it makes our society to be balanced. It makes our society to be balanced. The Yoruba people have an adage that when you kill a ram and you give your neighbor the meat, you will even be able to chew the bone of that particular ram. Because if you don't give him, you will be afraid he should know. So you won't be able to crack the bone. But when you have given him, you'll be able to crack the bone of that animal. So therefore, one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not primarily concerned about our act of worshiping Him. What you do to your fellow human beings matters to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Khairun nas man yanfa'un nasa." The best of you in the sight of Allah are those who are beneficial to fellow human beings. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want a situation where you as a person, you have everything to yourself and you are enjoying it to yourself, and every other person around you or some people around you, they are living in abject poverty. As we all know, a society where charity is given by those who have will be peaceful, because those who have eaten from your wealth will not be able to do any evil to you. But if they did not eat anything from your wealth, if you are the one eating it alone, they will think of having their own share of it by any means. That's why Umar radiallahu anhu during his time sent to villages, he announced to all the Muslims, I learned that you rich, you don't want to pay zakat. You better stop that act, because if you do not, then we will allow the poor to come and take their right from you by their own. The meaning of that is that we will not punish thief again. If we leave thieves unpunished, then they will be able to come to your house and take whatever belongs to them. One other thing we must know about charity in Islam is that since there is zakat and there is sadaqah, you don't have to wait until you become very rich before you give charity. You can give sadaqah, the amount you have. We read in history, in Islamic history, people who don't have and yet they still endeavor to give, not waiting until when they are super rich. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants even those of us that are not very rich to give out of the little we have. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us in the Quran, وَابْتَغِي فِيمَا أَتَاكَ اللَّهُ دَارَ الْآخِرَةِ. From what Allah has given you, try and build the next house, the house in the next, that's in the hereafter. Try and build it. That means try and make a house for yourself in the hereafter from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, to make sure that we have the basic thing, basic necessity of life, that no one is lacking. That no one is lacking. Everybody has what it needs, what he needs to survive, at least to live comfortably. If it's during the cold season, you have the clothes that will protect you from cold. During the hot season, you have clothes that will, and you have enough food that you will eat, enough food that you will eat for your sustenance, for your sustenance. That is what Islam means by giving us this charity. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it compulsory. Brothers and sisters, don't let us be miserly. Whatever we have is Allah that gave us, and Allah expects us to spend it the way He wants. And the way He wants is that you must be able to give charity. Aqul qawli hadha astaghfirullah li wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Began, that is for dhikr, remembering Allah.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. On our second segment today, we will inshallah be showing you the highlights from one of our projects, which has been made possible by your donations and your contributions.
Please don't go away. We will be back after the highlights of the event.
Began, that is for dhikr, remembering Allah.
Zakat and Sadaqah Foundation is a non-governmental and non-profit organization incorporated in Nigeria with the primary objective to deliver quality zakat assessment, collection and distribution services to both private and public individuals as well as corporate organizations, providing humanitarian and welfare services to mankind and Muslims in particular. Our core value as a charitable organization is in the acronym PACT, which means professionalism, accountability, care, and trust. Today on Path to Paradise, we take a look on how far we have fed and served you through your donations. We give account of how each of our officers have carried out the task in the last 12 months.
I head the finance department of Zakat and Sadaqah Foundation. And what the department does is managing the organization finance, starting from the collection of funds from our donors, and make sure that the money is collected at the right time and properly spent, in terms of giving the beneficiary and confirming the payment from the payer, and making sure that the account is properly managed in terms of the payment to the beneficiary, using the right payment and ensuring that the money gets to the beneficiary at the right times, and responding to the need of the management in terms of the budget preparation and the implementation. Well, alhamdulillah, really the effect of COVID affected our organization like other organizations in terms of response from our donors. Like some of our subscribers that has been regular payer, some of them did not pay, while some of them pay lesser than what they have been used to, and that has been the effect of COVID. And likewise, the beneficiary, we are having more beneficiaries. The applicants are just too much, and because really the COVID has affected the economy. So, though alhamdulillah, we were able to even generate more funds than the previous years. But if it has not been COVID effect, those subscribers that fail to pay, they will have paid, and it will have increased our generation. So really the COVID have effect on us. Well, for the coming year 2022, we are expecting more funds from our donors and subscribers. Really, it has been the culture of our organization. We prepare adequately for each year. As I'm talking to you now, we have held our retreats, both at the board level, at the management level, and even across our state. We held the retreat whereby we explain what happened in 2021, and we plan for 2022. The board has even approved our budget for 2022. So people should not have that impression that we only attend to Muslim. Both Muslim and non-Muslim are being attended to. You can imagine 2021, there was a pathetic situation. There was a man, he's a Christian. For whatever reason that is not known to us and we don't need to know it, he was sentenced to prison. So in the prison, he tried to reform himself. He attended DC, he passed the exam, and even studied secretarial study, have his OND. But when he came out of the prison, he couldn't get a job because of that stigmatization that we can't employ him. He came down here, we empower him, provide him with generator and the system so that he can work on his own, because he can't get a job. He has tried. He's not a Muslim. I can remember, is he Emmanuel, whatever, I can't remember the name now. So we want to empower a lot of people. People keep coming to us, both the special people, the handicapped, they come down to us. So we want to make sure we take care of them. And as at now, we have prepared, we are set. The budget has been approved, and so all what we need to get to action are set. And they should be rest assured. To us, in fact, our core value is professionalism, accountability, care, and trust. We do our job in the best practice, in the global practice. We apply the global practice in all what we do in our organization, and we account to the public. Our account is being audited by external auditor, a fellow of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. And we equally have an internal auditor who is in charge of our account to make sure that our accounts are being properly audited. And even our internal auditor is also a qualified chartered accountant. So no doubt, and out of our transparency on our website, they should if they log in, they will have access to our audited account for each year. For the past years, they can check it and see our account. And if they even have questions, they can ask. It's like we have some challenges. Really, it's not easy to relate with public, especially those in need. An hungry man is an angry man. See, we encounter a lot of problems from the beneficiary. At times you will see a beneficiary, he benefited last year, still want to benefit this year. Meanwhile, we have told him when he applied that you are lucky enough, out of thousands, you have been selected. Make good decisions of what is given to you. But the following year, he will come down. Because he wants to beat our system, he will change names. Some of them will change name, change identity. Although we are trying to manage that one very well. And for now, you must bring your national ID card. And we have it on our system. Immediately you come without your national ID card, if you have entered before, the system will track you down. But because some of them they don't want to be tracked down, they will now use different name from the one they used before. So when you now get to the point of getting the money, they will have problem in terms of the name. The name they will be giving to us will not tally with their bank account. That will be the problem. And some of them, because the literacy level in the society, a beneficiary will tell you that he doesn't have account, that he should pay to his brother's account. That one is not possible. Get an account. Well, some will even get account, but the account they have cannot take the fund we want to give them. Can you believe that? You know, there are some accounts when you open it, you can't get more than 50,000. So now we want to give you 100,000, 150,000. By the time we now send that money to account, the money will return back to us. You end up in reconciliation issue, checking all those things. So we want to employ the public that as a Muslim, as human being in general, you have to be educated. Bank, you have to have an account in this our age.
Before July 2021, I was the operation manager of Zakat and Sadaqah Foundation, but newly appointed as the executive director, CEO of Z&S Work Foundation. And this because of the expansion and the progress of the foundation. Of course, Z&S Work Foundation is a subsidiary of Zakat and Sadaqah Foundation. Yes, in terms of operation, we need to give glory to Almighty Allah. And every day we have to keep glorifying Him. Because pre-COVID and post-COVID is a scary situation looking at the economy of the world and Nigeria in particular. So we have some skeptic thinking, is it not going to be very difficult for us to operate? But by the mercy of Almighty Allah, we give glory to Allah and we thank immensely our benefactors. They rose to the occasion. He gave us a lot of things that we did not expect. And as expected, the economic challenges is huge. Therefore, the turnover, the spillover of those who would need also rose so much. So for example, even in the COVID year, we have just about, say, 800 to 900 applications we treated. But if not for our intervention that we have to control, so to speak, those who are applying, by first week of April, we have hit nothing less than 1,300 applications. And the crowd keep coming. In fact, it was tumultuous. We had to stop because we can't take more than we can chew. Even the 1,003 is huge. But we have to stop and assess, and out of which we are able to attend to just about 400 out of this 1.3 due to challenges of fund. Not to take away the support of the payers and donors. They did marvelously. And what we had from them, we were able to effectively disburse to those we think they are deserving among those who applied this year. Apart from the Zakat aspect, we did a lot of humanitarian services. We went to rural areas. We did a lot of medical caravan and distributed used materials to people. Because we have a product called Infaqul Afu, giving out of excess. Some of those things you think they are not useful to you, you bring it forward, you repackage it. There are so many people in the villages, in the hinterland that will need it and it will be useful. It will still be very, very. Actually, the concept of Infaqul Afu comes from the verse of the Holy Quran where Allah enjoins us not to be extravagant. Allah does not love those who are extravagant. And Allah does not love wastages. So you don't have to waste things. So we look at the nature of people, by the environment we are. We know people acquire a lot of things that at the end of the day is because of impulse buying. Some people go on impulse buying, they buy things at the end of the day they don't need, and then they keep in the house. Some of these things are useful to people, especially in the area of clothing materials. Fashion, some clothing material will be out of fashion for you, but will be in fashion for some others. Therefore, we encourage people to repackage and give to us. Where we place caution is that don't give us what is almost turning into a rag that we will not need. We want you to give us something that is equally very close to new, that is long in your wardrobe. You are not putting it on, almost 1 year, 2 years is rolling by. You can package those good materials for us. And then not limiting it to clothing materials, household utensils, household equipment like laptop, television, radio, all things that are needed in the house that use furniture. So some people change their furniture annually. Their settee, their beddings. So some of those things, they may still be very good and in perfect condition. But because of status, some people want to change their wardrobe. All these things, when you are changing, you can bring to us. We emphasize too, because we are a charity organization, we want to limit our expenses to support us with the fund to repackage these things so as to be in very good usable condition for the person who is going to take it, and it's going to be useful for him for so much for longer. And though this is not, we have not come across it yet, but we know that there are some people, the extent by which Allah bless them. You can see in their compound fleet of cars. Some will be there 5-6 years, they are not using it. They can pick some of these things up. We can use it, give it to people who want to live, who want to sustain themselves. We can use it for their transport. We can sell and even use the proceeds to empower more people and put them in a position where they will be people that can give tomorrow. So this is the concept of Infaq Ul-Afu. It's not restricted to clothing materials. And these clothing materials don't give us rag, give us very new, close to new things. And then those that need refurbishment give us money, shoes, bags, household materials that are very good for others to use, furnitures, computer system, television, and things, and all those things, fan, and all whatnot. You can bring it as much as they are in usable conditions. And if it is going to be repackaged or repaired, we need just little things to put them back. Even photocopying machines, all these things, you can bring it. It may be old-fashioned for you. There can be people in the villages who are operating business centers. They can use it to also make life meaningful to them. So those are that is the concept of Infaq Ul-Afu, and that is why we call it spending out of excess. Sometimes it may not really be out of excess. It may be something you still want to part away, because the concept of charity is give out what you think you love most so that somebody else can benefit from. So that is the concept of Infaq Ul-Afu. I love your question initially when you asked, especially when you said I should explain more, because I think first, to respond to your question, the response has been fair, or I can say average, considering the need of people who have been calling us to come to their villages to give these things. We have to reduce the tempo, because the materials, the frequency of the material coming is very, very low compared to the need of people. And I cannot blame people. Probably it's because of awareness. People are not aware. Some people are, even because of African culture and nature, some people will think that if I give you something second-hand, people will be reluctant in taking. So some people will be reluctant in giving out. How can I give a second-hand use to my brother? But no, if it is still good, just give it to us. We know how to package for people who needs it. So if people are aware, I think, and I'm sure the response will be more. It's because people are not aware. And the procedure is simple. You can call us to come and pick them. You can also bring it to our office. We have Zakat House basically for that. It's number 12, Olajide Street, off Ishaga Close bus stop, That is where our infaq department is domiciled. But you can as well bring it to our head office if that is more convenient for you. And this is Suite 10, East Pavilion, Tafawa Balewa Square Shopping Complex, opposite Ministry of Annex, Lagos Island. Yes. Also part of our distribution channel is to respond people who are befalling with natural disasters, just the way you ask. And we don't know them except they come with request. And they come with request because some of the things they give us are not specific in sizes. So we tell them to come and see and select those things that will be very good for them in terms of the size and what they need. Even household materials like bed if we have, like chairs if we have, and also some other household equipment. As much as we have, we will respond to those people. And we can only know if we are being approached for support. Yeah, because the issue of welfare or charity is something you cannot do alone. So you need to collaborate. Of course, we have some collaborations with local and international organizations. This year, give glory to Allah, we have a very good relationship with Human Appeal United Kingdom and also Human Appeal France. They supported us with so many welfare packages, and especially during the festive period, Eid al-Kabir and Eid al-Fitr. We were able to get packages for the poor, for the needy, for the physically challenged, and for special homes where we distribute, and even for children, special packages for children during justice. And then we have what we call a project for the orphans, which they supported us with. And also we have some local NGOs like Human Appeal, Human Concern Foundation International in the area of health and medical caravan. We collaborated with them and they supported us immensely. And as an organization that wants the unity of the work of Zakat and Waqf, we also have our umbrella body we call Association of Zakat and Waqf Operators in Nigeria. We have good relationship with them, and we attend their program as well as give them reports of what we do. So we have a good collaboration with them too, and quite a number of some other organizations like NASFAT and other Zakat bodies in the Southwest and in Nigeria as a whole.
Began, that is for dhikr, remembering Allah.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of the most authoritative TV program on Zakat-related matters, that is Path to Paradise.
Always remember that at Zakat and Sadaqah Foundation, we do not discriminate nor show prejudice on religion or ethnic to our beneficiaries. And as we wrap up today's episode, please note that your donation will go a long way to put food on the tables and smiles on faces of so many families who are in their need.
Please donate as little as you can to Zakat and Sadaqah Foundation. Also, you can now watch our previous episodes of Path to Paradise on our YouTube channel. Simply search for Zakat and Sadaqah Foundation Nigeria to view our previous episodes. Also visit our website www.zakatandsadaqah.org.ng and follow us on our social media platforms for more information on what we do and our various services.
And we say,
Ma salam.
Began, that is for dhikr, remembering Allah.